Alright gang, today we are covering the multiplayer patch notes for Modern Warfare 3. We covered Warzone's patch notes the other day, obviously covered rank play, changes they've made with nerfs and buffs, but we didn't get a chance to cover multiplayer, so I figured we'd go over that. Starting off with the UI fixes, map widget and quick play menu can now be scrolled to view all entries. I think that's really cool. Moore Sniper will now display the correct icon in the kill feed. I noticed this, and that the Moores isn't the only gun to do that. So if you have like a whatchamacallit, a aftermarket part on a gun, okay, like a jack conversion kit. So on the Renetti, when you put the conversion kit on that gun and you kill somebody, it doesn't show the conversion kit, and it should. That needs to be fixed. It bothers the hell out of me. I don't know why it does, but it does. It bugs me. Like, it doesn't look anything like the Renetti should look. Needs to be fixed. Emblems. Oh, emblems unlocked in Modern Warfare 2 will now be stated as such in customization menu. Address various issues causing certain stats to not be tracked on the scoreboard in Codcaster mode. No one cares about that for real. Resolved an issue causing the score to appear 0-0 during the round transition in gunfight and search and destroy. That can get hairy. Editing a loadout during a match will no longer cause the player to be given an incorrect loadout. That's huge because that falls into Warzone. I know this says just multiplayer, but this falls into Warzone 100%. Executing a player with the soul render will no longer grant more XP than a standard finishing move. So that was pay to win before they fixed it. That's way to tattletale on yourself. Resolved an issue preventing the winner's perks challenge from tracking process. Weapons and attachments. There's going to be nerfs and buffs right here, boys. MTZ, bullet velocity increased. We got a buff on the MTZ, the Holger, and the M16. All of these got buffs. We saw all of these in Warzone as well. Adjusted recoil and gun kick to decrease deviation, allowing more predictable pattern. Holger 5.56 is a laser beam right now. Absolute unit of a gun to use. The M16 got a buff. Less horizontal and vertical recoil by 20%, overall kick by 20%, and visual recoil by 18%. That is huge. Changes to the M16 were released in a previous game update, so this has been fixed. They just did not announce it. This is why when you see videos of players like new secret meta, some of these guns do get adjusted before everyone jumps on the wave, so it's always good to click on those videos 100%. You never know what's going to be absolutely banging. Submachine guns, the Ram 9 decreased minimum and maximum hipfire accuracy by 10%. Increased aim on sight time to from 200 to 220. So Ram 9 got a nerf. It's nothing too crazy, but on the flip side of that, the Striker 9 got a buff. Remove the ability to aim on sights while sliding without tactical pads equipped. Or the Striker, I'm sorry, not the Striker 9. The Striker, this was the heavy hitter anyways. Increased aim down sight time from 215 to 204. Increased bullet velocity from 540 to 570. Man, these are huge changes. The Striker now at this point, like with this buff, in my opinion, becomes a sniper support gun. Especially in Warzone and multiplayer though, it's an absolute dog of a gun. I would rock that so fast. The WSP Swarm decreased flinch resistance. 08 to 05, and I believe the boy PD Park on the channel hit the comments, said the N stands for newtons. I don't know. We're gonna agree with the boy there. Shotguns, Haymaker, Jacklift, Mag Kit, decreased damage pellet count from 5 to 4, decreased near medium damage from 20 to 19, decreased near medium damage range to 6.4. Before today's update, the near medium damage was set to an improper value, potentially allowing more range lethality than intended. So the Haymaker with the Jack Mag Lift kit got absolutely thraxed. The Moores sniper rifle, the corrected and optic misaligned, causing shots to travel slightly off course. I explained this in the last video. Essentially, your crosshair, even if you're like hipfire aiming, it'll always make like a random pattern. There's no tracing it. There's been a bunch of different YouTubers and statistic YouTubers who have like tried to trace with a line on a screen the flow of like a COD dot, and after 2 hours they like never found a repeating pattern. It's always just random. So basically what happens, it moves, and obviously you can move it around yourself. It just always has a little drift to it. So if your target's here and you line it up and you ADS, when you ADS, your sight would be out here or over here. wherever, because it never would stop moving. That's what was causing that misalignment, so they got that fixed. This is really more opted towards quick scoping. This wasn't like a hard scope ordeal. This is like a quick scope, like, oh, it's there, you aim down sights, you shoot right away. It was not there, it was missing shots. For once, people were like, dude, I totally hit you. They probably did. They weren't actually just cheeks. The Moore's Hexer optic removed aim down sight speed benefit. The ECS required suppressor muzzle added compatibility to all Modern Warfare 2 submachine guns equipments. The MD grenade tracking device will now ignore enemies who are downed. Down players must now stand before removing the tracking device. That's gas. Frag grenade increased intermediate explosive damage from 130 to 150. Decreased intermediate explosive damage radius from 4.9 to 3.8. So we got a 22% decrease in the actual radius and a 15% increase in the damage. Solid buff to that. Remote turns, players no longer forcibly swap to their primary weapon upon the destruction of an own turret. Rank play, limited time, weapon evaluation. Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, and Call of Duty League are excited to share that we will begin a weapon evaluation this week after the success of our map evaluation. Starting April 16th, the following weapons will be unrestricted and available in MW3 ranked play as loadouts until April 3rd. The BP-50 Holger, MTZ, the HRM, and the Ram 9 are all going to be a part of ranked. That is massive, so be ready for that. Make sure you get feedback. If you don't get feedback, it's going to get botched. So if you're a big multiplayer rank guy, you want the CDL scene to be hot and bothered, definitely get feedback right here. A couple bug fixes. Looks like nothing too crazy. Here's probably the biggest one. Address an issue that impacted the Seattle Surge 24 camo pattern. Players will now see the correct lighting pattern shown in the camo select. Gang, that's what we got. Look, if you are new to the channel, enjoy the content. If this helped, if you learned anything, hit sub, crush the like. Catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it again.